What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. As you can see in the top left hand corner, I still haven't spent any of the coins that I got from selling all of the players because I was intent on winning this cup that gives us the rare gold pack, I do believe. Now I've had some varying degrees of success with the rare gold packs throughout my time in FIFA this year. Through them I did pack striker Gareth Bale, I packed team of the season Hector Bellerin, I packed legend Alessandro Nesta. So I've had some form of success with them, but in general I've been really unlucky with them getting like no players. So we went out in the final in the last episode and I was talking to you guys about what teams to build and where to go moving forward and such. And I think what we're gonna do is look to just build a D1 squad, try and play through the divisions and see how many coins we've got left to improve. I might start with a BPL squad. I'd be really interested to pick up that Harry Kane or that Jamie Vardy. I think a lot of you guys were really keen on me picking up Team of the Season Aubameyang. Quite a few people were keen on me picking up Team of the Season Lacazette. Now I could go and get Lacazette and build a few players around him. But in general, I think I'm happy with just building kind of strong goal teams. And what I wanted to talk about through today's episode, through that, was the difference between using a blue player or a high-rated player just for the sake of it versus the difference between using a good player. So, for example, in my La Liga BBVA squad, I really rate Luka Modric. He's 87 rated, he's cheap as chips, he's like 17,000 coins, and he's just an amazing player. If you're not going to use a team of the season version of a player, or if you're not going to use the team of the season or the team of the year version of Modric, you may as well have the regular Modric. With that also being said, I have enough money to upgrade to the team of the year Modric, but the money that you get, like, for me, Modric is one of the best midfielders, which is why I'm using him as an example. He's one of the best midfielders in the game, in my opinion. Both his team of the season and his team of the year, they're one stat difference in every category. Like, they're basically the same card. And what I don't feel like, though, is I don't feel like when you're working with a limited budget, which is what we've got here, I don't think that the money that you're gonna pay to have that upgraded Modric is worth it. He doesn't give you that much of a boost over the regular Modric because the regular Modric is already great. So, there are instances where, yes, I could upgrade to a better card of Modric, but it just wouldn't be worth it. And I thought what I want to do is I want to kind of find a cheap, incredible striker to build a team around, and Ben Yedder's just one of those dudes. 90,000 coins, 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, unbelievably well-rounded stats, and he's French, so he gets links to basically every single league that we would have wanted. I thought, let me use him on the bench and see how he does for a few games, coming in off the bench for the remainder of this tournament. And then the next thing that I saw in the comment section was that I should try and take a look at some of the lower leagues for their team of the season players, because I made the comment in the last video that like there's no players like, for example, Benyat at 30,000 coins. There's no one as cheap as him that's as good as him. And somebody corrected me saying, if you look in the low, like the poor leagues, like the Portuguese league, I think the Swiss league, the Turkish league, there's actually a lot of really good cheap team of the season players. And I don't disagree, I do agree with that fact. The only reason why I wouldn't want to get those players is because it forces you to use specific players around them that generally bring down the worth of the team. So I could go back into the Portuguese league. I had a lot of fun there with Agra, with Rafa, with João Mario, with Danilo Pereira. We could build those sort of players back up again, maybe get Nani in the team, and have fun with that. And that would be okay. But when you go into like the Russian league, for example, if you use, I can't remember the midfielder's name, but if you use that Russian midfield, you then have to use Shatov at left forward. And I just don't want, I don't like feeling like I'm being forced to use specific players. I like to have the ability to use players that I like. And I'm not saying necessarily Shatov is bad, because he might be great, but I like to use players that I know fit my style of play. You know what I mean? So I think what we'll do is we'll take a look in the next episode. We'll take a look at a few key players that we could get for cheap from the other leagues. We'll look at building a team around them and who we can put around them. But I don't mind just buying those players and leaving them on the bench and playing them as super subs, because the way that my team is set up, especially with Hesse being really low on not low on fitness, but he has like really poor stamina. So by the end of the game, Hesse is always done. The opportunity to bring in substitutes is always there for me. So, you know, we could build a nice cheap team in a season, Russian / Portuguese / Turkish league team, or we could just buy a few key players. Somebody said I should buy Nani. We did already buy Nani in this game, and we used him, and I enjoyed using him. The problem with Nani is, and I'm going to go ahead and take another look at this as well whilst we're recording this video, is that his price is just skyrocketed. I think I sold him for 190,000 coins. It looks like right now on the market there are only 2 team of the season Nannies on the market. One at 215,000, one at 243,000 on Xbox. If I would have held on to my Nani, I would have made a hell of a lot more profit. Maybe, who knows, you know, I might have enjoyed playing with him a lot more. The reason why we got rid of him is because, again, with him, you are forced to use specific players around him to give him the chemistry that he needs, and they're not always the best choices for the team. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. That's not saying that I'm not open to looking at some of these players. Like if we look at the team of the season, Turkish Super League players, you got someone like Özyakup, who was like highly recommended to me, and he's actually got a fantastic card. 43,000 coins, brilliantly cheap, 83 pace, 85 shooting, 89 passing, 89 dribbling, 80 physical, and 70 defending. He's got medium high work rates, he's got 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. The card is phenomenal, but once again, you're forced to either use Turkish league players or Turkish players around him, and I don't necessarily think that that's a smart way to go. You know, I could take Özyakup, I could take Hutchinson, who's worth 30,000 coins, who's got a really well-rounded card as well. In fact, they're both from Besiktas as well, so you know they get a strong link within each other. You've then got Topal, the Turkish midfielder, not quite as good as the other two in my opinion. He's got really good defensive qualities, but you know there is possibility for a full Turkish league there. Podolski, his price has come down massively, 75,000 coins right now. When we were using him, he was up at like 90 to 100,000 coins. We could get him. Mario Gomez, he didn't actually do much for us, but my strikers don't particularly get in on the goals too much, apart from Ruben Castro for some bizarre reason. Samuel Eto'o would be a good one to have. You know, he's got 4-star skill moves, he's got 82 pace, 90 shooting, 85 passing, just generally phenomenal stats for 65,000 coins. So the Turkish League is a good option. You know, the Turkish League truly is a good option. You got a really good attacking set, a good midfield set. The defense is a bit weak, so we'd have to play like a La Liga defense or a Bundesliga or a BPL defense. But yeah, the options are most definitely there. And whilst I'm here on FUTBin, let me go and have a look at Hulk. Well, I can't afford Hulk, I think, but he would be, yeah, he's 420,000 coins, so I'd be able to afford Hulk and pretty much nothing else. But so you've got Shatov, the left midfield. Now Shatov, he's actually got a really, really good card, but he's 92,000 coins. I would much prefer to go and get myself that 90 rated Neymar or that 89 rated Neymar than pay 92,000 for a team of the season card just because he's team of the season. Zubia, I believe I pronounced his name correctly. He's got a fantastic looking card. Again, like most of these big target men that we're seeing, decent pace, not great, 81 for pace, but 90 shooting and 91 physical, fantastic stuff, you know. He's got a decent card, but then you're kind of forced to use players like Mamayev, like Samadov, like Smolov. And Mamayev, only 85 pace, he's got like mid-80s for stats. Someone like Carlos Vela, probably better. Someone like Samadov, almost an identical card, mid-80s for pace and passing. Like, they're just not that great. I think the Turkish league would probably be the best league to go into for these small nations. But I don't think we're particularly going to do that. But into the final we go, guys. We end up scoring 2 goals there with Ruben Castro in the space of 2 minutes after going 1-0 down. And I got super, super lucky in this final because after that goal went in, a few minutes later, I was on the attack again and the game disconnected. It wasn't my opponent quitting, it just disconnected. But because I was already winning at the time, it meant that we got the win and we went through and won the tournament. Quite an interesting win. I was dominating the match, and I just wanted to show these Ruben Castro goals again as well, because for me, his finesse shot is just the best in the game. I can't tell you how impressed I am with Ruben Castro, and one of the reasons why I'd love to like stay with either Spanish or La Liga is because there's no reason for me to change my striker. Ruben Castro is bang on the money when it comes to being a great striker. If you guys ever have the opportunity to use him, if you've got him in your club, if you've just got him sitting there thinking, should I use him, should I not? Use him. 87 pace, 87 dribbling, 84 shooting, but he's amazing. We open our 25k pack up, guys. We get Sahin. We get a few contracts and fitness cards that can, potentially come in useful for us. But Rodolfo and Sahin aren't really going to be much use to us. And we already have an untradeable YOLO Colo Torre. So for us, for this club, he doesn't really mean anything at all. And you'll see the final match stats of my Ruben Castro at this current time, just at the end of the screen here. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the video. If you have enjoyed this, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.
Friend who's waiting there at the end. He catches you.